Today we're going to take a look at the All Powers R600 portable power station with a lithium iron phosphate battery. We're going to see, does it live up to its expectations? Does it live up to the company's claims? What can we run off it? How fast can we charge it? And we're going to see if we can get inside and take a look at the battery. So stick with me. It's actually a fairly heavy duty manual. Foam. There we go. Here's the lunch kit. There you are. We'll take a look in just a minute. Solar connectors, very important. AC adapter. Okay, we're going to test USBC. Got it plugged into our Klein USB multimeter. We're going to plug that into there. Well, about 12 watts right now. Nothing wrong with that, but this thing's almost full, so it's not completely pulling out the full charge yet. Let's try the other one. Same on that one. Now, let's try the USB-A ports to make sure they're working. Okay, so we are getting, if you can see that, 5 volts. Let's see. Yeah, somewhere around 8 watts altogether. Okay, I'm going to try the other port, make sure that's working. 5.17 volts, 1.91 amps. Shows your output right here, which I love. Oh, here, let's do. Anybody ever watch Tech-Moan? Oh, yeah. It does stay up on its own, kinda, I think. Let's see. Kicking in. This is 120, there you go, look at that. 345 watt input, 327 watt input. Says it should be fully charged in 17 minutes, 18 minutes, holy shit. Okay, well what we're gonna do, we're gonna drown this, we're gonna kill this sucker right to dead. See what happens. Then we're gonna charge it up to full. So while we're charging it, let's test out these ports here, guys. So on low, it should run. Should be able to run on that. There's your wattage coming out, 669, you ready? There's your error when it goes too high. Turn it back on. We can actually get more than 600 watts of output out of this on a running basis. It's gonna take you about 10 minutes to kill it. Let's run her down. Come back in a couple of minutes. So we killed it, we did good. We got it down to 5% usable capacity before this cut out. So that's pretty much max, I think. So we are going to plug it in, AC adapter, see how fast we can actually get this thing to charge. Right around 55 minutes to charge it from dead to full. All right, so here is a test I get asked all the time. Will this run my fridge? And I've got one of those double door French door style fridges. The last power station I had rated for the same power as this one ran it. Unfortunately, this one would not. We tried it 2 or 3 times. When you plug it in, it would light up the fridge, but as soon as the compressor would kick in, the circuit in the power station would trip and it would start beeping at me. I tried resetting it 2 or 3 times, but unfortunately, this one will not run this fridge. Another test I do with these power stations is run the lowly little box fan off it. Couple of reasons. Number one, you got to stay cool and you're not going to be running an air conditioner off this. But the second thing is something I found with box fans, they don't like dirty power. So if this isn't true pure sine wave power coming out of there, you're going to hear it clicking, you're going to hear it hesitating, you're going to hear it humming, and it doesn't do any of those. Next test, I plugged in my Chromebook into the USB-C, then plugged in the Klein Tools multimeter, and you see we are getting 30 watts of power out of there at one time. Not too shabby for a USB-C port. You can get better, but this was good. Next was the solar test. I put it up for 1 hour. You can see it was overcast. Started at 5%, went to 13% in an hour at 18 watts. When I came back, it was getting 63 watts input. I was fairly impressed. Now, the final test I did was something I didn't know this had until I received the product and read the box, but it acts as an uninterruptible power supply, something my butt needs down in this office. So we plugged everything in, reset it, set it up. Something I learned is doing it. It needs to have a full 100% charge when you do it. There goes the power. Computer stays on. Absolutely brilliant. One of my favorite things to do that everybody asks me, and I just love tearing them apart, is to see, hey, are the batteries they claim actually the batteries that are in there? So it's pretty easy. You just needed an Allen key to take it apart. Take both sides off. I took the wrong side off first, of course. Then you take this side off. You'll see there is some wire connections as I pull it down.
Cool.
Always use one of those magnetic trays. And what you're going to see inside there is a 32700 3.2 volts, 6,000 milliamp, and 19.2 watt hour battery. Let's go over the specs, and then I'm going to give you my pros and cons and why I really, really like this. Probably love this item. All right, it's got 600 watts of running power, pure sine wave, which means nice, beautifully pure electricity. 1200 watt surge, but very short. 299 watt hour capacity altogether. 400 watt max fast charging. I came pretty close to that for a couple of minutes. It's got a LiFePO 4 battery, which is lithium iron phosphate. It's the latest in rechargeable battery technology. It says 3,500 life cycles, and it'll still be at 80% capacity. It's got 10 outputs, including 2 AC adapters, 2 USB-C, 2 USB-A, 300 watt maximum solar input, which my absolute favorite function on this is the UPS, the uninterruptible power supply support. In almost every instance, what they claimed on the box was exceeded by the test numbers that I came up with. All right, so let's break it down. The LiFePO 4 batteries, love them. Why? Well, they got a longer lifespan, no maintenance, they're safe, they're lightweight, you can discharge down to like almost 100%, and they're really efficient. They're more expensive, but I love that companies are starting to throw them into things and use them. Love the display screen. It's really bright out of direct sunlight. The solar capability was actually quite impressive. It was a really crappy day out there today, and it started at 18 watts, and it was at over 60 some watts coming in out of 200 watt capacity. So on a really bright sunny day with a single fold up 100 watt panel, you should be able to charge this thing in 2 to 3 hours. It charged faster than stated on the box with an AC adapter. It was like 52 to 55 minutes. I lost track of a couple of minutes in there, but it was under the hour as advertised. In the paperwork, it says you should be able to get 85% capacity out of the batteries. It actually allows you to use 95%. I like that. It's got wireless charging on top. What is my favorite feature on this is the UPS feature. I'd started to hear about these power stations that come with UPS features built in, and this one did not disappoint. I actually had a power outage during a live stream recently and realized, Tim, I guess you're not as prepared as you thought. Well, this one's going under my desk, and it's going to be a full-time addition to the office. When I ran it straight down to 5% with the heat gun, it overheated quite a bit, and it won't accept a charge until it cools off. Now, here's the downside to that. If it's a really hot day outside, it's going to take a while for that to cool down. I threw it in the fridge, but if you're out camping and it's a really hot day, you might have a bit of a problem with that. So keep that in mind. The fan is a little noisy. Now, if you're trying to sleep with it right next to you, it might be a bit of an issue. The screen is kind of hard to read at certain angles in direct sunlight. I tore the thing apart, and you could see they were legit LiFePO 4 batteries in there. So that was nice. The UPS feature, the very quick solar charging, which I think is going to be great. I'm going to take at least one of these with me to prepper camp this summer, and this fall, and run it with some solar panels. Overall, this is just a well-built item that is going to be used every day here in my office. I can't wait to test it out some more, and hopefully some of the other products made by All Powers will be just as well built. And if you've stayed to the end of this video, that means I made it just for you. So hit that subscribe button, stick around, enjoy some more of my content. And if you're shopping for backup battery stations right now, then check out this review I did on another one right here. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.